Good afternoon, everyone. We're very glad to be here today. We're from Xinchuan Senior High School. I'm Daisy.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Anita.
Sometimes we feel depressed or powerless, and we just wish we can be understood. And our friends or family can give us some comfort. But we're just too afraid to tell them because it might make us look weak, or we just don't have someone to talk to. And every now and then I feel I'm alone. And I happen to know one thing that can really help me get over the hard times. It's movies. And I used to have a habit of watching movies every Friday night. And one night I picked this movie. Its name is How to Be Single. And it's a It's a story about a woman who has never really been living on her own. And after a life journey, she found herself. At first, I felt it's a rom-com, but as the movie comes to the end and the leading actress achieved her goals that she has been wanting to do for so long, I realized it's not just a movie. It's a lesson that I have to learn. We all need to. It didn't just tell me how precious the time of being single is. It also told me that how to really enjoy it and beat up the loneliness. This movie really gave me a lot of power. And because of it, I finally know that being single isn't a bad thing at all. It could be so wonderful. And here is a quote from the movie that I really love. I'll give you guys a minute to read it and think about it. This quote gave me power and courage to achieve my own goals. And because of the movie, I have become a better person as far as I can see. And if you watch this movie or you want to watch it, I hope it brings you the same positive energy it brought to me. Thank you so much. So now, what do you think about being single? What do you think about being single? What do you think about it?
It's good.
Okay, this is for you. Thank you so much.
Love Simon. This movie is telling about a senior high school student, Simon. He is a normal student just like us. But he has a big secret. He is a gay, and he afraid to tell his friend and family. Who you are, the world is pretty tough because when the world doesn't like you. Until one day he finds the blue on internet who have some problem just like him. He often blue, choose with blue on internet, and it gives them a job relationship. However, Simon fell in love with blue. In the end, Simon finds who blue really is, and he start dating with blue. Everyone deserves a love story, and Simon confessed his secret to his family and friends, and they don't care about it. They just want Simon to be himself. You got to be more you than you have been in a very long time. You deserve everything you want. What do you think about being yourself?
Next, I will introduce the movie Spider-Man: Far From Home. This movie is happened after Avengers 4, so Tony Stark, which is Iron Man, is dead, and he left the glass, a code Edith, to Peter Parker, which is Spider-Man. Edith is a very powerful glasses. It can control many things from Stark Industry. And there is a fun fact from Edith. Edith stands for even that I'm a hero. So in this name we can see that Stark is a very human person. Next, I will introduce the antagonist, Quentin Beck, which is Mysterio. He is the antagonist of this movie. He used technology to let everyone see the fictional thing, which is elementals. And he goes to fight these elementals. So people think he is a good guy, and people think he can protect the earth. And people think he is the next person to protect the earth. Even Peter thinks he can protect the earth, so he gave it to Quentin. And after Quentin get the glasses, he just want to kill the Spider-Man. And why he want to kill Spider-Man and what happened in the end, you can go to see the movie. It's really good. When Quentin get the glasses, he said one sentence: people will trust what they want to trust. People want to find a new man to protect the earth like Tony Stark. So when he fight the elementals, people think he is the new person to protect the earth. Even Peter don't want to get this big responsible. He's just a high school student, and so he trusts Quentin will be the good guy to protect the earth. And last, I want to tell you guys a sentence. Seeing is not necessarily valid. You need to judge the truth by yourself, or otherwise you will, just like Peter, trapped by the bad guy. And I would like to ask you a question. What's the movie that can give you power? Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. I think that the first movie really touched me a lot because the topic being single is really, maybe now it's only happened in my dream because I'm as a married woman and just gave birth to a 5-month-old baby. It's never possible to be single in your daily life. But I think being single is really important for everyone, not just for students, but also for teachers, for anyone. Because being single means that you can have a time for yourself to reflect on your life or reflect on everything you have done for today. And I really enjoy every day. I have 5-minute ride from my home to my school. During the 5-minute ride, I can reflect everything I have to do for today or what I did for yesterday. And maybe I can pop into the 7-Eleven, into a convenience store and buy me a coffee to refresh myself. So I think that the first movie is worth watching. So maybe after the presentation, I will try to Google or try to rent the movie to see and enjoy being single alone at home at night without any baby crying beside me. Okay, so after my sharing, I would like to invite Jojo and Rick to give some comments. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And I think your conclusion was very nice because you posed a question, what movie that can give you power? It gives the audience time to reflect and see and think for themselves. Maybe it's not just a movie or a book, it's something that can really give us power, right? But you specifically chose movie because maybe you all like movies, right? You like watching movies. But there are certain things that can also give you power. Books, friend, something like that, or inspiration. And from the movie, you also got a lot of quotes. You quoted some of the movies, and it gives you the power, right? And I think what I can say is that the first movie about being single, as what Elsa said, you have to find time to be alone. Even if you're married, you have to find time to be yourself. You as students, you always have that. But because you have friends, you are attached to friends, you're attached to your family, you're attached to your pet, but you gave us a suggestion to really find time for yourself. Because being with yourself, you also find who you really are. And that I will lead it to Love Simon. Simon found himself, right? He found himself, he knew who he is, and he was not able to express it at first. But eventually, many things have happened, and he was able to really find himself and who he is, and he was able to accept who he is. And that gave him power. Right? Am I correct? Then, the last one was, of course, our superhero, Spider-Man. All right. Seeing is not necessarily, what is it? Valid. Okay. I would like to ask you a question. Seeing is not necessarily valid. Because there is always a mystery. I agree with that. Like, me, I love God. I don't see God. But I trust in Him. I don't see Him. Right? So, there's a mystery there that it is in your heart. You can always find it in your heart. And I think what I can suggest for your topic is really to involve the audience. The first speaker, yes, she asked, what is being single? But nobody answered. But because you have chosen, you could have gone to the other place. These ladies maybe can answer. How about you girls? What can you say about being single? Not only because you're single, you're still young, but what can you say about it? Freedom. Well, freedom, but it should be called responsible freedom, okay? It's not necessary, because I have free, I can do this. No, it should be a responsible freedom, okay? So, but I'd like to comment that the last question that you posed to the audience will really leave the audience thinking, okay? What gives them power? So, thank you, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I think this group is do well, but I think the length of the presentation is too short. So I think you need to lengthen your presentation time. It's too short. So maybe you need to go to adapt your presentation after this presentation. So you go to your final presentation. I would like to see more more thing in your presentation. That's my suggestion. And I think the topic is really good because you deal with the 3 different topics. Number 1, I think, is the relationship, because everyone will experience the being single and or being married. That is a different situation you choose in your life. So I think that is no good or not good for choosing being single or being married. It's up to you. And the second topic is the gender identity. I think that's good because if you are gay or lesbian, you really want to have the courage to show yourself and to be your true yourself. I think that is really hard and controversial in this society. And the last topic is for the superheroes choose the courage and the transformation, because the Peter Parker have learned something and then transfer into the brand man. I think that's good topic connection. I like this connection. But I really want to suggest that this connection needs to be more strongly connected, because of everything you ask the question. And that's good because you introduce the plot and you ask the question. But all I have suggested to everyone, if you want to ask the question, you need to have the time. Give the audience the time to wait for their answers. Not just come down, say, what's your answer? Say. But that's a lot of pressures. So maybe you can give the time for your audience, try to think about, to come up with the answers. So you need to wait. And later, I think that is a very good topic because you can connect your daily life. And you need to do the further discussion. I think that is the really true value for your topic is to the further discussion. So you can ask your audience, for example, you can ask the girls, this is the beautiful ladies, you can ask the question, what to think about being single, and how to think you can change yourself. I think that is the topic. And my suggestion is now that you need to be more energy, because I think it's quite laid back. It's quite laid back. It's quite laid back. You need to be more energetic to give your energy to your audience. And you need to be more interaction with your audience, because I think you to last the interaction with the audience. Try to ask them question. You can play some video clips. You can make some question for them and try to ask their reflection about your presentation. Okay, so I hope this suggestion can help you. Okay, thank you.
Number 5, and now we are going to invite group number 6.